Hey guys, Jess from Knockout Print Shop, and today I have for you an unboxing of sorts of my Inkwell Press 2020 disc planner inserts and just a few things that I got. And then I also want to compare the disc inserts to the Coil Bound planner from Inkwell Press that I got on Amazon. So let's get started. So this is a really zoomed in view, obviously, of the box. So obviously you guys are used to the Inkwell Press box. They're really cute. There's a cute little saying here. So it obviously becomes very well protected in this cardboard box. You will see, let's see if I can get this around my tripod. I took out most of the stuff I got already. I didn't get a bunch, and looking back on it, I should have gotten like a new cover and all that, but I was trying to be the minimalist that I am and not order things I didn't need. This always backfires on me because I always end up being like, oh darn, I should have gotten all these things. Okay, so real quick, let me just show you, if you haven't gotten this, you're not sure how Inkwell Press stuff comes packaged. You have the bubble mailers, what is this called? Packaging, I can't even think. And then you get all the little inserts. You guys, if you've watched my videos before on unboxings and things, you know how I appreciate the branding in these kind of pieces, but I always hate how they go to waste. I never save stuff like this. I'm a huge like declutterer, and as cute as this stuff is, it will end up in the garbage right after this video. So this is their cute little welcome guide. With that said, I'm gonna go through it. An upgraded version, I think, of the one last year. They just talk about the products, the different social media and resources that they offer, the accessories, stuff like that. Their referral program, which if you've never ordered Inkwell Press, I will leave a link below to my referral code. So, you can get $10 off if you've never ordered with them before. And then they show you this little thing on the back about how to assemble the disc planner. This might seem very like duh, common sense, but I suck at assembling my disc planner, and Matt always does it for me because I'm way too rough and I'll probably end up breaking things. So you get this, you get her little marketing piece on her book. It's cute little Jomo bingo, so kind of a little like activity on learning how to say no and, you know, being nice to yourself and all the Jomo being nice to yourself. Today I told myself I looked nice. So cute little prompts, even if you do the game part, which looks like there might be, oh, just you do it on social media. I don't know, I'm reading this really quickly. Cute little prompts if you want to do this. Then you have your inkling, which I do, this is actually something I don't throw away. I do like these. Mine said just breathe, and it just kind of tells you what the inkling is. You always get this like gold foiled letterpress card. I think these are cool. It easily can be framed and hung up or put on a cork board or put in your planner. So I do appreciate this because it seems very, you can repurpose it. And then you have a marketing piece for her book. Looks like you get the introductory chapter, which actually is kind of a cool thing. I did pre-order the book, so I got 20% off on all this stuff. So yeah, you get that. And that's the marketing pieces. So not too many, but again, I mean, I end up throwing all this stuff away. But I know as business owners, if you are one, or obviously we all shop online and things, this is an important part of branding, so you're always gonna see this stuff, but I'm all about less is more. Okay, rant over about pieces of marketing collateral. So this is the cellophane that my classic inserts came in with, the book band here around it, just their colors, and it says classic. They were securely wrapped in this and then in the cellophane baggie. So, and then I ordered the monthlies as well. Let me move this box. Okay, so I ordered the monthly inserts and the classic inserts, which is basically the vertical planner. I ordered the monthlies, even though the monthlies come with the classic. I ordered the monthlies because I'm thinking I don't need a weekly planner. I really think I just need a monthly and some like checklists, like to-do lists and stuff, which is why I probably should have bought the new weekly Kickstart insert, but I think I'm just gonna make my own. I don't know. I like the Kickstart, but there's some things about it I don't, so I figure maybe I should just craft my own. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have some kind of like weekly docket dashboard type of deal. Okay, so this is the monthlies. I'm gonna go through this really quick because I wanna get into the planner itself more. But these are the monthlies. If you just want the monthly, whether you don't need a weekly at all, or maybe you use another company's weekly, you can get just her monthly. So you get your cover page, you get your year at a glance here, you get your goals, and then you get into the month. So you have your year at 2020 here, and then you go into your mission boards and your month. it looks like, okay, you get a few note pages, and then you get this plan, focus, habit tracker piece at the back. So you get, again, just, I'm like looking at this, guys, this colors look different than in the other planner. We're going to have to look at this in a minute. So you get this every month, same thing. So if you're looking for a monthly, I would probably take this page out. I don't know. I might keep it, but I'm going to try getting some extra discs and using this as a monthly. I have a few extra discs from like Happy Planner and I think Staples. I didn't need to buy new fancy Inkwell ones, so I did not get that. I was going to get the new teal vegan leather cover. I also opted against that. The whole point of this disc system was to make it more affordable and to have these products that were would last you every year, like the discs and the cover and stuff like that. So I already had 2 covers, so as much as I wanted the teal one, I had to have a discussion with myself and tell myself I really don't need it, so I opted against it. All right, so let's get into the classic inserts. So I already had Matt put them in here for me, so I didn't rip them all. But this is my, I think this is called like Color Block or something. This is one of the covers from last year. And then these discs, I believe, are my ones from Staples. So let's just get on into this. So you can see, actually, why don't we compare this to the monthly really quick as we go through. So that's the same in the monthly. And the Coil Bound Flex. So just to see that the structure of the planner is the same. So you can see this here. Now, I don't know if this shows up on camera, but as much as I love Inkwell Press, one of my like beefs with Inkwell Press is the incredible inconsistency in the colors in any given product, even though the products are supposed to be the same. So I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but this is the classic inserts that I bought. This is the monthly, and this is the Bound Flex. If you can see, each one of these is subtly different. Even these 2 that are officially only sold on Inkwell Press's website, this is more pink, this is a little bit more peachy colored. This is more blue, this is more green. So I don't understand what's happening. I thought the difference was only going to be between the bound and the disc inserts, but clearly there's even differences between the 2 different disc inserts she offers. She also offers the Flex disc punched on her site, and I don't know if there's going to be a color variance there. All right, so we go in and we have the important dates section. Now, in the Coil Bound, you guys, this page is different. So it's pink in the Coil Bound. So I don't know if it's like this or this in the Flex. I'm guessing in the Flex disc punched inserts that she sells on her website, it's gonna be this. I think this is the color that was in the Coil Bound sold on Amazon and Office Depot and things. So these are different. So you have the green top, same layout here with the text and things like that, but this is a little more faint, this is a little deeper in color. And then if we compare that to the monthly, here we see that those look pretty similar. So that printing seems to be pretty consistent. Okay, let's get through this. Flip on to our next page here. So here's another big difference. I spied this when I was watching some of her sneak peek videos. The colors of the goal section are different in the disc planner than they are in the coil, and I have no idea why this was done this way. And actually, I like the colors of the coil bound version better, though if you watched my review or first impressions of the coil bound for 2020, you know that I said I found that it was weird that they got rid of some kind of color-coded hexagon or arrow here. Clearly that is in the disc version. So if we look at the coil bound, you can see these colors are totally different. You have this color being different here for the header. So again, this is the coil. Then you have much deeper colors here. These are almost more pastel. I like the vibrancy and the crispness of this printing better, but I kind of like these colors a little bit better. So we actually had originally thought about matching these, but we're gonna go with this. So guys, if you're buying the coil bound, we're not going to match these goals ones as well. We're going to match everything based on the discs, because that is the majority of where her customers do go, is to her website to buy these. So unfortunately, unless we get a big demand, we're not going to make any of our goal stickers in the coil bound goal colors. We're only going to make them in the disc bound goal colors. So there's that. And then if we come over here to this page, you'll see the layout is exactly the same. For some reason, the prompt down here is different in the coil versus the disc. And then you see the addition here of the color-coded hexagons. I don't understand why this is different. It makes no sense to me to make these two variations of the planner different. But again, she has these printed and sells them on her website. This is outsourced, so I'm assuming these are different printers. So that maybe there was an error in the file, or they sent them a different file, who knows. Okay, so now we get into the first month. So let me first start by looking and making sure really quickly, you guys, that these these are slightly different. So ever so slightly, this is again a little more peach, this is a little bit more pink. I don't understand. If I move this over, you can see this is more of a bluish teal, this is more of like a green, this is more of a like hunter green, this has more blue in it. This makes us crazy, you guys, because when we try to match colors, it becomes like just a cluster, because there's so many variations of these token colors for the year. What we'll most likely do is use the classic as our base, and you'll see whatever we come up with will coordinate well enough for you to know, oh, that's the Dream Big color, that's the social color, but it's looks like the monthly inserts are a tiny bit variation of the colors. Okay, you will see down here our little mini hex color guys. So this is part of our process to make colors. We had went through the whole entire process with the Coil Flex to get a leg up on this, and then when we got the disc inserts, the classics, we realized there was very subtle color variations yet again. So the color palettes we picked are still the same with our accent colors. We just had to revive or brighten up a few of the colors because they were just a slight tad bit different. So you can see these are the same. Everything's the same. The general feel of the color is the same. This is a tiny bit darker than this. And let's see. These are fairly the same. So let's look really quick at the monthly and see where we're at. Pretty similar. This looks a little lighter and this looks a little lighter. I do not know what is up with the inconsistencies of these colors all the time. So there's that. Okay, so then we get into our month view. I know this is going to be a painfully long video, guys, but I really wanted to highlight all these differences. So we have a slight color variation yet again. Literally, guys, we have 3 different colors. So this one is more, I would say there's more blue in this, there's more yellow and green in this, and that's somewhere in between. Talk about having to like just get frustrated with color matching. You can see that this is never an easy process. This is lighter than darker. I'm pretty sure that the planner paper in the coil is thinner because it's making these colors show up different unless they send, or it's just a different printer, because different printers themselves, a physical machine, will interpret colors differently. So that could be why. Okay, so let's get into the classic. So there was quite a just everyone was up in arms, obviously, about the addition of these words. So my honest vote on it is I don't like this. I understand this is part of her productivity system and her process, and she wanted to make her products mirror her system in her book, which I can get. But as somebody that's not looking for a productivity system necessarily, I just like a well-designed paper planner that is high-quality paper. I don't like having prompts here. Too many prompts start to make me feel like I have to stay in these little boxes and I have to make this system work for me versus using this framework and figuring out, my own system. So the words are small enough that you could kind of ignore them as they suggested. But I don't know that I want my writing up against this, because the more things from a design standpoint, the more things that are on a page, just simply the more cluttered it gets, regardless of how small the object is on the page. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't like this dark line. Yes, again, you can ignore it, but when your eye sees things in certain spaces, you kind of feel contained to that space. This is one of the reasons I don't like planners like Erin Condren, me personally, because I don't like these boxes like that. It just doesn't work for me. So even though this is in a hard box, it still makes me feel like this needs to be designated to a certain thing versus me being able to just run and make a list. And sometimes I write fairly big and I'll be like, make priority list or make doctor appointment. I take 2 lines of writing for that because I don't need to write on every single line. Well, now that's going to give me less to-dos that I can fit on here if I decide to write bigger. So I don't know, but guys, we did make a few options for you on covering this up with a sticker. So we have some great stickers coming out this week with our first release. So that's, I don't like the word thing. To each his own. If you're into it and you follow her books or podcasts, all that, you might totally be down with this. I don't like it. I think it should have stayed on the insert, the half sheet insert that she added, and her dailies, not in the weekly because it's not in the flex. This obviously stayed the same, the sidebar. Let's just take a quick peek at the color oh my gosh, so many. Let's see here. So we got to compare this to down here. So again, you can see we have more blue than green. And let me, oh wait, that won't be in the monthly, so that doesn't matter. But again, you can see these are very different. So we had matched off of these colors. We went back and updated it to be closer to this. Now, again, no matter which planner you have, the Flex Coil or one of the classic disc or the Flex disc, the general colors and the vibe of the schemes are gonna match. It's just not gonna be exact. But again, the only color that's on the planner pages that you use daily is this. So as long as it all coordinates, you'll be good. Okay, I don't wanna give you a sneak peek of that. Well, that's okay, this video will come out later. So if you saw that, it's not a big deal. Oh, there's another one. This is why we need I should have gotten a set of inserts for my like mess around and do videos and make stickers planner. But again, being the frugal minimalist I am, I don't like to buy things I don't need, but clearly I need that. Okay, so we get to the next planner month here, and let me bump over here to this. So this is your disc again, guys, and this is your Flex. So I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but this is clearly darker. So we adjusted this guy because we had matched it to here. This is a little more pink. And then I think if I look into February, I just want to get a sense, this looks even different. This is like a gray. This is like a blue. This is more peach. I mean, I don't get it. And this isn't even the same yellow anymore. I have no idea, no clue. I like these colors, and I'm sure our complementary colors will even work with the monthly, but it's very odd. Okay, so then we get into the month view, and let's see our differences here in this top. So yep, we have different colors. Again, basically 3 different colors, guys. Monthly, coil, disc, classics. So that's fun. Again, they're all complementary, but they're definitely different. Then we get to this daily boxes at the bottom for palette number 2, which is called Oasis. And there's clearly a difference here as well. So if you can see this, you have more of a pinky tone, you have more of a orangey salmon tone. So we had to update this again and make sure that it matched the disc insert, because obviously most people will, well, some people I think will still buy the Flex online. This is the main product, the disc insert, so we wanted to make sure that number 1, it coordinated with that. And don't worry, because even the palettes that we did come up with for each month will still coordinate with the Coil Bound Flex. All right, so let's get to, oh, the other thing I found that was really funny is see how dark this pink is? This actually doesn't even match this. So in the notes and ramblings, that pink is totally wrong to that. Okay, now we get to March, which is your Canyon palette. So let's see how it compares. We have differences again. This is darker. This is a little more blue. And then if I pull the March of the monthlies, this one may be the one that's most close to here. this one and this one are pretty similar. This one might have a little more green in this section, and that yellow is a little more vibrant. So yeah, there's that. Okay, but again, the palette themselves are all in the same, like, cohesive kind of complementary coordinating thing, so they'll look fine. And then we got the yellow band on the top. We can look at that really quick. I know this video is super long, but I really wanted to give you guys a month by month or palette by palette look at this so you can see what's going on. Again, we have varying colors. These are pretty similar, so I think they're the same, but I think this is showing up on camera pretty well, that the coil is a lot more yellow than it is like orangey. Okay, so then we get into your daily boxes here at the bottom, which is a bluish tone. And then let me just show you in the flex. This one is probably the one that is more similar. So these colors, this one is still a little bit more green than the blue here, but it's a little harder to notice the difference between the two. So then let's get to April. I didn't buy any of her divider options, like her stickers or her clear dividers, because we have been making clear dividers since the beginning of the year, so I didn't need to buy those. I wanted to maybe see what they look like different compared to ours as far as like thickness went or how far the tabs come out, but then I was like, I don't need to waste money, we make our own. Okay, so let's look at our last mission board here. You can see I've damaged the heck out of my planner already from matching colors. Okay, in the disc, this is a little bit brighter version of cranberry, but the same color. This is a little, in the coil, you see a little brighter limeish green. This is more dull. This is more blue. This is more green. This is even lighter than in the coil. And this is a little more like kind of a, I always use the word muddy. I don't mean muddy in an ugly sense, but this is a more softer blue. So there's that. Let me look at the monthly inserts real quick. Okay, so what do we got? I think it's fairly almost spot on here. They look damn near the same. So let's look really quickly at our top little strip of the month and see here. You can see that's a pretty subtle difference, you guys. And then here. So you can see that's still a little different, all of these. Okay. All right, so that's it, guys. And then again, it cycles through. Oh, wait, no, crap. We got to do the daily box here. So here is the flex. You can see, I don't know how much this is showing up on camera. The coil's a little more yellow in its daily boxes. The disc inserts are a little more green. I don't know if you can see that. So this one we did have to go back and tweak our palette just a tad. So that is the 4 color palettes and how they look in the classic disc inserts. We measured the line space. The actual line is the same as it's been in past years. The actual column is the same that it's been in years past. These words take up about like I think it's 100th or 1,000th or something of, it's probably 100th. Yeah, a couple hundredths of inch here, so it's not too intrusive, but again, they're still there. So check out the options we have for that. We go through again, so this is kind of, I don't have dividers in here, so it's a little bit harder for me to get to places. So let's just real quick look at the back at the extras for those of you that didn't watch the coil one, just so you can see. So you get your quote thing here. Then you get this gift list gratitude thing, and I don't know if this is in the monthlies. Oh, looks like it is. Okay. So these look fairly similar as far as color goes. Might be a slightly bit different. I'm gonna give you this comparison. I hope you guys find this helpful. I know it's a lot, but I wanted to really illustrate these differences. So definitely the coil is lighter. So this is definitely different. We don't know, again, if this is the printer that's printing this one because they outsource these and don't manufacture them themselves, or if it's just the way that printer's colors are getting interpreted. The next thing you have, and if you didn't watch my last video, I think this gift list thing is cool, but I don't use it. I'll probably take it out. I think it's better being 1 page than in the past it was 2. The gratitude thing, also cool, except for the fact that I don't understand why it's 1 page, because to me, you could only probably fit 1 gratitude per month. I think this would be better sold as a packet of 12 or something. I don't know. It's like a monthly thing. I like this idea, and we actually have a gratitude insert that we'll be redoing for the new year. But this is in the back of my planner. I'm never going to pay attention to it. and I'd want to write more than one gratitude per month. I think the design is really nice, but the functionality is a little off for me. Then you get to this bucket list. Again, I think it's a cool concept. I don't hate this at all. Here's another difference we can see. For some reason, the one in the coil sold on Amazon is a different color. Even this is different. Trying to get this open here. So these, but the monthlies are basically the same. Okay, so I think this part is cool. I like the idea of the bucket list. Again, I tend to not look at this stuff in the back because it's in the back. But it's, you know, adventures to plan, experiences to savor, achievements to conquer, creativity to cultivate, white space to create. I like these sayings, but sometimes I'm just like in this mode where I think that less is more and simplicity is key. Adventures to plan speaks to me. Experiences to savor makes, I don't know, these other ones, achievements to conquer, I kind of get that one. I get the lingo, but it doesn't really easily direct me to go, I need to write this. I'd rather be like adventures to plan, places to go, people to see, things to do, something that really is like simplistic, but I know she's kind of keeping with her kind of more creative use of language, so I think that's why. Then you have this monthly automations piece. If you watched my review or first impressions of the coil, since I don't follow her system, this makes no sense to me. There is a website link at the bottom where you can learn more, but I think some of you commented that you basically kind of plug in your things that you automate, maybe Sunday's laundry, this is like your automation hub. I get it, but again, it's in the back and I probably will never use it. I guess you could always move it to the front, but I like to do my automations a little differently. I'm not dissing this one because I probably need to look into it more to really have a clear opinion on it. So maybe I'll come back later and do a video on what I think about that after I actually learn how to use it. Okay, so let's finish this up. We got the bill tracker. This is actually one of the inserts every year that I love. So this, I think, is a brilliant build. Now that said, I haven't even used it this year. I've basically went 100% digital with all my bills and budgeting. But I love this thing. I think it's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the coil bound has a little different color going on with this pink accent. I don't know why they did that. I'm not sure which one I like better. I kind of like the pink because it stands out versus this bluish green on green. But either one, I think they're nice. Oh yeah, this is all in here too. So yeah, those are basically the same thing. All right, so then we go into the project planner here, which in the monthly, it's the same. When we go over here into the coil, you guys, you can see the color payoff is very different. I think this project planner is a nice upgrade from last year's. Another one I don't use. I do see, I think this is a good adjustment to how it used to look. I don't use project planners, but I feel like one project per page to me makes more sense, I guess depending on the project. So I think this can work for somebody. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. Then you have your grid paper, bunch of grid paper, and at the very end, you have your, what is it, the next year, and that looks just a little bit lighter in the coil. So that is that. Oh my God, this video is almost half an hour, you guys. Oh. And then that's the monthly. So overall, I think the paper is the same thickness as we're used to. I don't know, Matt and I were trying to decide if we think if the disc ones are thicker pieces of paper than the Flex coil on Amazon. I don't know, this might be a tiny bit thicker. I'll have to try to measure it with our micrometer. But the color's paying off a little better on here than that one, which would make me think potentially this paper's thinner or just different. But that is all I got, guys. I got the monthlies, like I said, the classics, and that's all because I didn't, I showed you the new stuff. I didn't want to invest in a new cover and new discs and all of that stuff because I know that once this year's done, I'm just gonna rip out my inserts, throw them away, and I'll use I have a brown vegan leather cover that I really like. So I was like, what do you actually need, not just what you want? That's how I prevented myself from buying things. Although what I should have done is bought a second set of classics, and I should have bought potentially the weekly Kickstart, but that'll just prompt me to make one of our own, a different kind of version of that. So what did you guys get? Do you have any questions? What are your thoughts on these products all looking a bit inconsistent in their color? If you get the Coil Flex, just know the colors are going to be ever so slightly different than the colors in the Disc Bound Classic, and I'm assuming the Flex. I did not buy the Flex inserts as well because I just don't need that many planners. All right, guys, sorry for a long one. Hope you find that helpful. Let me know if you have questions, and I will see you in the next one. So we wanted to see, move this over, if the paper is definitely, there we go, different in thickness, at least according to our micrometer. This is the disc planner paper. The inserts, this is 0.0065, and then we measure the bound, Coil Bound Flex, and we are also at 0.0065. So most likely these papers are the same thickness.